Hello folks, Mel the Train Tutor back in the studio and back in my happy place. And a Merry Christmas to you. A quick thank you to all those people who nipped onto the Christmas Eve live show. That was a calamity. Yeah, but thank you. And yes, it is Boxing Day, and yes, I am sitting in the studio because, well, after the live show, I got an email. And in this email, it was rather frank. Rather frank. And in this email, oh, that's a bit tough. In this email, it sort of said, hey, you know, talking about the ups and downs and that sort of stuff, and the fact that, you know, old Bosicle, I've had plenty of ups and downs. That's sort of part of the course of the channel over these years I've been doing this. But, and so, you know, what I'm going through and all that sort of stuff, you're kind of used to it. But what this person said, which really struck home, was the fact that so many people sort of follow me because I'm an inspiration to them, because I pick myself back up, I get stuck in, and that's an inspiration to them. And oh, that struck a chord. That struck a real chord. Yeah. In Ordis Fidelis, steadfastness in hardship. Motto of the Royal Army Medical Corps. Yeah. So that's sort of really sort of the idea that, you know, people rely on me coming back and sorting myself out for their own well-being and that sort of stuff. That really, that worked. That really worked. And so I decided, it doesn't matter what the little steps are, what we do, all that sort of stuff. We're just going to crack on. We're going to pick ourselves up. Not just for me, which it is for me as well, but for them. For all you people who do look at me as an inspiration of to get on, which I know it sounds soppy and that sort of stuff, but it's true and it works, and it's got me in here on Boxing Day because I'm kid-free. Around with the X. So, what I've got here is I've got a mixture of Artex and paper, shredded paper. It's 50-50 mix. And, right, I'll talk you through it, then we'll go down and look at it, because I can't do lots of skips backwards and forwards. Yeah? For those of you who know that the Beast PC died just before Christmas, and I've been sort of raising funds to sort of replace it. Now, I'm not quite there yet. Well, I've got the basic machine. We're working on like graphics and memory and drives and that sort of stuff. The link's down below if you want to help out with that. But in the meantime, even though I haven't yet, I am intending to edit this video on what's called Adobe Rush, which is a mobile phone video editing software. Yeah. So there's not going to be many cuts backwards and forwards because I'm not that good with my thumbs. Yeah. But I can show you what we're doing. But right now, what I've got here is 50-50 mix of Artex and shredded paper. Now, and it's a bulking, what I call a bulking gloop. Yeah, which is basically a blob, a load of stuff that you can use to bulk up areas and sort of, it's sculpt and mould, really. You know, paper clay, that sort of stuff. Now, it's really good for creating sort of landscaping and that sort of stuff. Now, the reason why I use Artex and I don't use my normal filler, yeah, Artex being like a sealing texture. What's it called? Artex, textured finish. Yeah, over stucco is because Artex, because it's designed to sort of hold its shape and that sort of stuff, there's very little shrinkage on it. Yeah, and it's actually considerably less than if you use stucco. So if you're working with really flat, pardon me, if you're working with really flat bases where, you know, there might be an issue over warping and that sort of stuff, using Artex over what you call it, over filler, you'll get much better results. So I'm playing with clay. Right, so in one of the very few brief what you call it sort of death shots in these videos until we get this PC sorted, yeah, have a look at what I'm doing. Right, so here I've got it. That's what it looks like. Yeah, 50-50 mix. It's a bit gloopy and that sort of stuff, but you can work with it. And all I'm doing is I'm just pushing it in, shaping it, getting the rough shape. It's as you're working with it, if you want to sort of like help shape it and that sort of stuff, you use a little bit of water, yeah, and just smooth it off. It's really good, but what I'm doing is, this is going to be part of this swamp build that I've been working on for a while, yeah. And so what I'm trying to do is build up the edges of the swamp bits to add in the resin, which will be the next thing I need to experiment with as we build this up. Now, what I didn't want is just bog standard sort of swampy bases, flats. I wanted them to be built up, which is why, you know, I've got my tree pieces that we've got, and I've added them to them. I've added these to this base that's already been done. And if I bring it up, yeah, you can sort of see how afterwards, yeah, you get a really nice sort of bank effect once it's been painted up. Yeah, it's all undulating, but you can clearly see where I'm going to pour the resin on that. And I've got a bit of depth, enough for a resin pour. So, right, I can't look at the camera because I've got with the editing. So, my job is I'm going to sort of like be working along, yeah, and I'm basically going to fill in all these sort of little bits and that sort of stuff. Build these banks up so I can paint them up and I can pour the resin in. Now, I've got a few things I need to replace. Yeah, so I've run out of this brown, and Wilco's has closed, the store I used to get it from. So we're going to have to go get some more of that. And I'm on my last of my Artex, and I'm on my last of my filler. Yeah. If anyone's got any B&Q vouchers that they got for Christmas that they don't need, yeah. My email is theterraintutor@gmail.com. Other than that, it's going to be a trip up to B&Q and just get a restock of some stuff. Yeah, but what we'll do is we'll blend this into this base. Yeah, I really want these trees. I keep bouncing up and looking at the camera like I'm talking to it. I can't edit it that well with the... So I've got to remember I could just talk to you while I show you this. Yeah, so with this one, and with this, it's really good. You can just come along and add on to it. So I'm just going to blend in this tree. Yeah, I'm going to do that now. And we can always paint it back up afterwards. And then after that, what we've got is we've got this one. So we're going to do the swamp effect on that. Here we've got that one. We got that one. And there's still the idea that I want to make some rocks. So I may even make some more swamp trees to go with it. Yeah. Now on top of that, when Lee was last down in the studio, my mate, we were talking about the actual boards and that sort of stuff and what to base it on. And we were looking through some of the battle mats I've got here, and there's one, yeah, that with a bit of airbrushing and a bit of work, I reckon I can actually theme to actually fit with this. So we'll have, like, you know, the actual terrain pieces plus a theme battle mat. So I'm quite looking forward to that. Now, carry on, put all that in there. Come on. There you are. That's so. They're blended in. Worked out all right, haven't they? I've got some ideas for these trees. You'll have to see what I'm going to do with them, but I think you'll like it. I've also got a few skulls. I've only got a few because I need to get some Cristacal as well. Yeah, but we can drop these on, can't we? Somewhere. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, we can drop those on and have a bit of a giggle with those and see what we can do. Right. So that's what that... Oh, no, I need to just do that edge. Now, what I'm going to do is... I'm just basically going to carry on doing this and just chatting. So we've got this battle mat. Yeah, that we need to do. Now, when I do the battle mat, I mean, get the airbrush out, basically theme it with a few colours. We've really got to figure this resin and the resin colours. And it's been a while since I've done any resin work, to be truthful. Yeah, so I need to take that a little step at a time. But I've got some basic bases, yeah, and the right colours. So we can do some test pieces. So I might have a go at that tomorrow when I come in. Yeah, and just so you know, with the videos and that sort of stuff, my idea is I'm not going to put full videos together. I'm just going to come in, do some stuff, talk to you, show you where I'm at, just while we get back into it and build things up again. I've got to figure things out. It's been a while. Right, let's just smooth that off. This is going to look brilliant when it's done. I might have to find a YouTuber who does like 40k reports, you know, who's got a Death Guard army. So I can take it down to them and they can play a game on it. I mean, there's no point asking me. I don't know how to play 40k anymore. Been too long. Right, there we go, nice. Oh, nothing like getting a little bit wet and messy, is there? Yeah, looking lovely. Right, let's move on to the next one. Got this one to do. Put that over there. Sort of taking baby steps with everything at the minute. Yeah, so I'm quite interested to see where this goes. Yeah, I do have this idea for these foam rocks as well that we have to play with. But I don't want to start too many little projects. Now, when you do terrain, I mean, obviously it's better that you sort of start with, if you're doing a set, that you start with all the pieces of the set and work it all through in stages so it all comes together, like sort of cohesively. Yeah, but in this case, there's a lot of stuff that I'm not quite sure how I've figured out what I want it to look like and that sort of stuff yet. So, yeah, in my case, I'm sort of doing it a bit hodgepodge, which will be fine. Yee, that's not gone down very well. Now, obviously it's about chatting and that sort of stuff, and you can talk terrain and that sort of stuff, but there's a comment box below. Why don't you let me know what you got for Christmas? Go on, tell me what you got for Christmas. What goodies you got. Yeah, to be perfectly honest, I got bugger all. Literally. Willow got me a picture, and my son got me a promise. I think the girlfriend's got me something. Yeah, but I got the best present ever. I got that email, and it's in here, and I'm happy, and I'm doing, and I'm having fun. So, I did actually get a good Christmas. Funny how things work out, isn't it? I'm not sure if this is a terrain video or a therapy session. That's pretty damn normal for my videos. Right, let's crack on. Okay, so get this around here. I might need to mix some more of this up. And I don't think B&Q is open on a Boxing Day, so I might have to use the last of it. Yeah, I'm going to have to mix some more of this up. Right. Let's just see how far it goes. What I want to do is I want to get at least this one and get these sort of sunken buildings and that sort of stuff. So all these pieces are at roughly one stage. Yeah, and then we can start progressing. From that onto there. From that onto there. It's coming together. A bit higgledy-piggledy, but it'll work. I'm really interested about the resin side of it, to be perfectly honest, and how that's going to play out. Yeah, it's been a while, and I'm not sure about the tints and that sort of stuff, so we're going to have a proper play with that. I mean, like a day or two. You know, sort of pour some things, have a look at it over a couple of days. But I really want this to be a nice swampy world. The actual inspiration for the build comes from a computer game called Valheim, which I absolutely love. It's like Viking Minecraft. Yeah, and it's a great game to play. And if there's any Terraniacs out there who do happen to play Valheim and may like multiplayer games with servers and stuff like that and fancy inviting an old terrain shooter along to join them and their mates. Not like I'm a lonely Viking or anything, but I'd be well up for that. A bit of group adventuring. Been doing too much solo work. But this is actually inspired by that game. Yeah, a particular biome in the game as well, an area called the Swamp. It's not exactly a replica. It's more inspired by. I might even post it to the Valheim Reddit. They'll go nuts for it. Especially the skulls. Looks just like Bone Mass's summoning. Right. Should I put some in the middle? Yeah, I better add. Don't want just a pool. whenever you make ponds and stuff like that, everyone sort of does the circles. Even me, you know, I'm guilty of it as well. But when you're making swamps and stuff like that, yeah, swamps that aren't like ponds, they haven't been dug out, you know, specifically for the ducks or whatever. Yeah, they're actually sort of, it's where the ground gets so low that, you know, it's next with the water line, the water level. And then as the ground is undulating, it dips in and out, and you get this sort of the swamp effect. Yeah, so to replicate that, what you've got to do is when you're doing swamps is you can't do just a simple circle. What you've got to do is you've got to sort of bring edges in and that sort of stuff to replicate that, and it looks far more realistic. Is that tall enough? What I've got to do is also just got to look round it and sort of check the edges and make sure they are actually high enough. Yeah, sort of high enough that when we do our pour, yeah, it doesn't run out of it. Looks okay. Let's put a little bit more on there. So there's another little tip for you. Right, now I'm going to do a quick sort of edit now. Right, folks. Obviously, I've got to carry on with this. I've got to do these. I've got to mix some more of this up, and I've got to wash my hands. So I'm going to catch you on the flip side. On the flip side of this. We'll see how we've gone, and we'll take it from there. See you in a flash. And we're starting with obligatory desk shop just to save my thumbs with the editing. Yeah, just cleaning these pieces up now, just getting the excess sort of gloop off the plastic. Always best to do this while it's still wet because you can just sort of soak it in water and it'll just soak down. Yeah, but it just cleans these bits up a bit. Now, as you can see, I've done all the bases across all the pieces. Relatively easy. Yeah, I've still got to recess skulls and stuff like that. Yeah, but I want to take it baby steps. We can always add more onto this, and I've got to do some more bases, so it might be easier just deal with that little baby steps. Yeah, so my plan is to be in again tomorrow when these are dry, because we're probably going to have to, with these bases and that sort of stuff, yeah, I might have to come back round, have a quick check, make sure that they're all high enough and that sort of stuff, and put the odd bit in, you know, the odd gap filler as we do. As I said, the last thing I need is my resin leaking out all over the desk. So, we're pretty much wrapped up here, and my son is coming over to my house at the moment, because it is Boxing Day. So, I think it's time to start wrapping this up. It's good to be back. That's for sure. I've enjoyed it. Even though it is bloody freezing in here. And I don't have a laptop anymore, so I can't watch Netflix as I work. So, it's just me and thee. Right. I'm going to wrap this up and upload these files. Go do my video editing on my phone with my thumbs. If you want to help out with the replacement PC, the link is in the description below. And I'm not joking about the B&Q vouchers. I need Artex, filler and paint for sure. Yeah, but it's not open yet, so. But if you have any, send them over. In the meantime, it's been fun to be back, guys. I'm going to be back in. We're going to be cracking on with this, and let's see where this little adventure takes us. All the best, yeah? Ta-da.